Joining us now, Florida Congresswoman Cammack from House Energy and former President Trump's Treasury Secretary for Public Affairs, Monica Crowley. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Congresswoman, what is your reaction to Edwards' report?
Oh, man. You know, it's just like the state of confusion that we had a few nights ago. He's making, again, false claims, trying to pin the blame on Republicans while simultaneously ignoring the fact that in 1975, he called for cuts to Social Security and Medicare and then doubled down in the 90s on the floor of the Senate saying that they should sunset those programs, including veterans benefits. Now, today, we know that his proposal includes cutting Medicare Advantage, of which 48% of Medicare users, they prefer that plan. So it's all about deflection for the White House. And I tell you, people back home, they're not buying this. So just like today, he's at the University of Tampa. He should have been delivering a speech at the Villages. But I tell you, the folks at the Villages, they wouldn't have let him off the hook like the students at the University of Tampa.
So what the Congressman was just saying, Monica Crowley, let's listen to, we've got the sound of then Senator Biden saying everything of what the Congressman was just talking about. Watch this.
I'm up for re-election this year, and I'm going to remind everybody what I did at home, which is going to cost me politically. When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government. And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time. Somebody has to tell me in here how we're going to do this hard work without dealing with any of those sacred cows.
I've introduced on four occasions, entire plans to balance the budget. I tried with Senator Grassley back in the 80s to freeze all government spending, including Social Security, including everything. Paul Ryan was correct when he did the tax code. What's the first thing he decided we had to go after? Social Security and Medicare. Now, we need to do something about Social Security and Medicare.
Monica, that last soundbite was from 2018. What do you think?
Yeah, you know what? This is what you get when you have someone who's been in office for a half a century. Those past positions and statements will always come back to haunt you. And look, Joe Biden was part of a different Democratic Party back then. Now it's more of a revolutionary socialist party, and he is where all of the energy and activism are on that radical left. Look, Joe Biden goes where the political winds will blow him. But what we've seen over the last couple of years is that, you know, it's absolutely necessary. His original position was correct. You do need to re-examine these programs and shore them up to make sure that we don't have a total collapse of them. You know, all of these Democrats really embrace these entitlement programs, and they are guaranteed to the American people, but not permanently. And unless and until we have real reform, those programs won't be there for future generations. We've been having this conversation, according to Joe Biden, for decades now. And nothing has been done. And if we don't act and act soon to preserve them, they're not going to exist at all. You know,
I feel like breaking out the dippity-doo and Noxzema. I mean, that's about as long as we've been having these conversations about reforming these entitlement programs. I mean, but even Bernie Sanders called out Joe Biden on this in 2020. But then the president still continues to rip into Republicans, but shamelessly ignores his own track record here, Congresswoman.
Yeah, you know, think about this. I'm 34 years old, and do I really expect that Social Security is going to be there when I am of retirement age? No, not at the rate that we're going. Certainly there has to be something
but that's not fair.
done.
It's not fair for workers who paid into it for all these years. And and it's so misleading how the Democrats are handling this conversation. They're not speaking the truth to the American people, as Monica was just pointing out, Congresswoman.
That's true, 100%. And leadership starts with one, owning the problem, not pointing fingers and deflecting blame. So if there's someone looking for leadership on this issue, you shouldn't be looking to Joe Biden. That much is clear. Okay. But we look at the 71% mandatory spending that our federal budget really is. You know, 71% is mandatory, your Social Security, Medicare. We're not cutting it. But how about we start going after the 20 to 25% waste, fraud, and abuse that was within there so we can sustain those programs?
Or how about, you know, we just blew money out the back door for pandemic relief. Now we've got nearly $200 billion in just jobless benefits alone for pandemic relief that was blown out the back door. And they have the nerve to say we're going to get tens of thousands more IRS agents to go after taxpayers. They have the nerve to say we're going to raise taxes. And the president has the nerve to try to dismiss his bad polls in a rare sit-down interview with Judy Woodruff. He's been touting polls that go positive on him for his big government spending plans for years. Let's watch this.
When you look at the polls, CBS poll, 64% of Americans think the economy is in bad shape. There's an NBC poll, 71% think the country's on the wrong track. Why the disconnect?
Because the polls don't matter anymore. You got to make, what, 40, 50 calls on a cell phone to get someone to answer a poll?
Polls don't matter, Monica? Polls matter to him when he was talking about the American Rescue Plan or the Inflation Reduction Act or the blowout in climate spending. So, you know, with comments like that, Monica, is it any wonder ratings for the president's State of the Union fell 29%? It was the least watched. Nobody watched it. Least watched in 30 years. Voters are tuning out. They do not trust this president. Even a majority of Democrats don't want him to run again, says ABC and the Associated Press polls.
Yeah, I mean, his personal polls and political polls have both cratered. There was a recent NBC News poll that showed upwards of 3/4 of the American people find him dishonest, divisive, incompetent, and lacking the physical and mental capabilities to actually do this job. Now, if his poll numbers were going in the other direction, of course he'd be touting those polls. That's just politics. But what we have seen is our lived experience on the ground is pretty horrific in this Biden economy, between inflation, can't even afford eggs, $20 for a dozen eggs now, gas prices, supply chain crisis. It is an economic catastrophe across the board.
Yeah, we're flatlining.
And this administration, yeah, absolutely. And this administration can spin all day long, which is what he did the other night at the State of the Union address. But the American people know better because they're living it every day. Yeah. And that is why there's no enthusiasm for this man to run for president again.
We've got tax hikes. They're talking about inflation from government spending and interest rates going up. That's stagflation. Congresswoman Cammack and Monica Crowley, thanks for joining us tonight.